So everyone is talking about the wipe. It's coming soon with the first set of servers probably wiping within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So recently, I had a bunch of friends reach out to me with interest in playing Once Human, but all of them wanted to wait until the new season. They were afraid of having to start over so soon, afraid of losing everything, they were afraid of not being able to have any meaningful time in the game if it reset so soon, missing out because they were too busy grinding to max level, and having to redo the same quests and bosses they just finished. So just like I explained to them, in this video, I'm going to go over why I think you shouldn't wait to start playing and how every second you wait, you're actually missing out. So make sure you send this video to all of your friends that are waiting for the new season to start. So to lay the groundwork for this discussion, we're going to go over what we know about the wipes, what we think we know about the wipes, and pure speculation, mostly mine. And then finally, why I think you shouldn't wait until the wipe to jump in now. So first we'll discuss what we know about season wipes. So one, we know that each scenario or season is going to be a specific amount of time. So the first one is expected to be 6 weeks. The second thing is we have this great seasonal information section that'll talk about all the stuff we get to keep. So the things we get to keep are Starcrom, Christogens, Mitsuko marks, Stellar Planula, and Sproutlets. So these are basically all of the different currencies that we use to buy things within the game. The only currency that's not listed on here is going to be energy links, but those are pretty easy to get, and I have a couple videos on how to get energy links really fast, so make sure you check those out before going into this season or the next season. The second thing we get to keep, and this is the most important, is we get to keep all of our blueprints. That includes all the star ratings. So all of those blueprints that we worked for our gear, we get to keep all of that. And then we also get to keep all of the blueprint fragments so that we can upgrade later. We get to keep all of our weapon accessories and our mods. And then, most importantly for me, is we get to keep all of our fashion cosmetics, character customization data, which isn't that big of a deal because we can always change them anytime in the mirror, the expressions that we've earned, the actions, name cards and titles, and it's going to transfer all of our friends over. So if we're coming over and our warband is wiped, we can quickly, jump back in and start the warband up. Same thing with the hive. The furniture formulas, excluding those unlocked by memetics, because we'll just get to unlock them again, will also come over, and any house blueprints that we make. So if you were checking out my video on the best furniture farm, that's still going to be relevant because all of the furniture that you're farming now, all of those formulas are going to get to stay with you as you move on. And then another thing we're going to get to keep are all of our main story and side story progress, so that when we do end up coming back to this map again, we're going to already have those things completed. So they said that what they'll do is there'll be just a quicker way to complete them in the future, so we won't have to go through all of those long steps again. So all of that stuff is going to stay with us. All of the things that aren't going to stay with us, or at least a lot of it, like our weapons, our armors, and our resources, that's all going to get teleported to the Eternal Land. Now the Eternal Land is kind of this place in between where you can go to at any time, and it's just going to have all your accumulated stuff over the season, and you can go in there and you can build and you can sell stuff. And then more importantly, there's a section in the Eternal Land that you can basically move stuff over to new seasons so that you can get a jump start on the new season. So the next thing we'll talk about is what we think we know about seasons. We think we know that this season's going to be 6 weeks long. However, the first 3 phases were 3 weeks. Phase 4 and Phase 5 are going to be 10 days long, so unless Phase 6 is only a single day, that math doesn't math. So I think that we're actually going to be in this a little longer than 6 weeks. Now, we know from going to the website that it shows that the new seasons are coming in September. So that right there is longer than 3 weeks from now. So I think we can safely assume that the season is not going to be only 6 weeks, and people still have extra time to get in and play. Now, let's put on our tinfoil hats. Pure speculation time. Actually, this isn't so much speculation as it is that I have 1,000 questions for the dev. So, we don't know how long the season's going to be, as I just explained. The second thing is we don't know how long the season's going to last in between. Will we just roll over to a new season? Will we be stuck in Eternal Land for a couple days? So all that stuff we're unsure about. We also don't know how characters will move, and I think that this is the scariest thing for me. So I've reached out for clarification to the devs, but I don't have a ton of weight since my subscriber count's kind of low, so I think they're just ignoring me. So if you really want to help me out, hit the subscribe button so I can get some answers for us. So here's my question. Most of the servers are full. So that means that if you have some friends starting, they're not going to be able to start and play with you. So that means they're going to have to choose another server. Unless you're one of the lucky ones and you're on a newer server that isn't going to restart soon. And on that server they'll be able to get in. But let's say that they can't get in to play with you. Right? So what does that look like moving forward? So what happens when the season's over? Will we see new servers and be able to click on them and choose our character to move and copy over? Are we going to be forced to progress on the same server, meaning these friends will never be able to join us? Will we have all of our gear, mods, blueprints saved to our account, and then we can just roll a new character up anywhere? We're not sure about any of these things. So again, that's what scares me. If a friend joins and then they want to join later, are you guys going to be able to play together? And I have faith that the developers are gonna think about that, and they're gonna make it not as bad as it was in the first season. Essentially, they're going to allow us to take the character, and when we go to a server for season 2, and again, pure speculation, we'll be able to click on the new server for season 2. It'll give us a selection of the characters that we have from season 1, and then we can go and play. And this will allow us to have our friends finally get on and play with us. Because if you miss the first week, you're not playing with your friends. I have several friends that missed the first week and couldn't get into my server. And it was like, everybody has to start over if you want to play together, or they'll just wait. And they ended up waiting. So another speculation that we have is, if you notice on the server list, everything says novice. So what we think, and from what I've heard from other creators, and it makes sense to me, is that when we move to a new season, these servers may re-roll as like an intermediate. So it'll go from like novice to intermediate, and it'll keep going up. And the reason why that'll happen is because they know that we're coming into the next season with all of the old gear that we had. So when we start at level 1, we have legendary stuff that we can craft at tier 1, and then tier 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have our gear, we have our loadout, we have our mods, we have everything. It's going to make the game super easy. So in order for that to make sense, they're going to have to make the servers a little bit harder. So if your friends are waiting and they want to play on your server when season 2 starts up, they may end up having to play on a server that has a higher difficulty, and they're going to be way behind because they don't have anything brought over from the previous season. So it's going to make for a more difficult situation for them. So let's talk about why I think you should join now and not wait. 1, you're going to get a huge head start. You may get stuff in the mail for free that was given out during the first season. So we get free stuff all the time. This includes weapon cosmetics, furniture formula, and stuff that's going to carry over to season 2. So I'm not sure if that goes away if you don't join right now. The second thing is, they may get to play with deviations that they're not going to get to see in the next season. So here we have all these cool deviations, as you can see in the features. Now this shows for this season. So we don't know if these are going to stay or they're going to leave. So they're going to miss out on some of that. Also, for the season, you have the Butterfly Emissary Rewards. Now these, I believe, only happen once per season. So they're going to miss out on this. And most importantly, is the Star Crumb. So Star Crumb is finite, and it's what you need to progress in the game. The later you start, the more you're going to miss out on. So starting on a server that's near the end is going to be the easiest and the fastest way to get tons of Star Crumb fast. Sure, you're going to miss out on the 40 purifications for the weeks that you weren't here. However, you can still get all the other stuff from previous weeks. Example, you ask? Well, let me break out a spreadsheet because I'm a nerd. So let's look at some stuff here. So for Star Crumb, for the season goals, in Phase 1, you're going to get 2,000, then 3,500, then 4,500, then 5,000, then 5,000 again. That's 20,000 Star Crumb just from season goals, and you can do all of the past season goals even if you start in the last week. We have events going on, like the Gift of Time gives us 2,500 if you start now. Midsummer Gateway gives you 2,500 right now, along with some cosmetics. You got community rewards, 900. Not sure if that's going away, but you have it now. The Battle Pass, you'll fly through these levels, and I'll explain how right after this. But you're going to fly through these levels. So the Battle Pass is 6,000. Then you have weekly Mitsuko crates, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Purifications weekly. So say you get in on the last week, that's at least 4,000. And the Stellar Planula shop, as you go through and you progress, you're going to be able to buy, and it's per season, a bunch of crates that are going to award you another 4,000. So that's 39,900 Star Crumb you'll be missing out on if you wait to start till next season. Just to give you an idea of what that would buy you are 5 items. So armor, so you need 6 pieces of armor. Usually end up with 5, cost around 3,000 on the wish machine, and then another 8,000 for a specialty one. And then your 2 guns, assuming you buy the best ones, that's another 8,000 each. So you're looking at 39,000 in Star Crumb right there. You'd still have another 10,000 left over that you can gamble away or buy other stuff. So easily over 40,000, and that doesn't include joining a warband or taking part in any of the Prime Wars. And I don't even think you have to take part in the Prime Wars. I think it just awards it to the server. As well as warbands, you just have to join. You don't have to even do a single fight, and you can go ahead and you can get all that Star Crumb. So that's easily over 40,000 Star Crumb that you'll miss out on if you decide that you don't want to play until next season. The next thing is the Mitsuko marks. Now the Mitsuko marks you can use to buy different patterns, you can get cosmetics with, so you'll be missing out on all of those. So you get 650 for Phase 1, 710 for Phase 2, 1,020 for Phase 3, 1,050 for Phase 4, and 1,470 for Phase 5. So that's 4,900 Mitsuko marks that you're going to miss out on. Plus another 100 cosmetic tokens, which you can use to buy cool stuff like the bar. Don't forget to check out my furniture video to see some of that cool stuff. And then also each week you can buy a Mitsuko crate for 1 energy link, which is 50. So all of that, you're looking at 5,000. So you can buy so many Mitsuko crates, which are going to award you all types of cosmetics, all types of furniture stuff. So that's another thing that you'll miss out if you don't start now. So now that we've seen how much Star Crumb that you can get if you were to join before Season 2, it lets you know that this video isn't just for your friends. It could also be for you too. So maybe you've been playing since the start. You've made mistakes. You blew all your Star Crumb on playing the wish machine and gambling instead of buying the blueprints you wanted, because let's face it, until week 3, none of us had any clue that you could do that. We were all just banging our 500s away, and then we lost it all, and we were very sad face. Or you bought all the wrong gear, and then after you've seen all these best broken OP illegal builds ever videos, you realize you're missing out and you need more Star Crumb, but there's no more to get because you've already spent it, and it's finite. And also, I know I just made fun of that, but I'm working on a top meta builds guide soon, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see when that comes out. I'm going to go over basically all the different weapon types that you can get and all the meta builds out there so you can choose what you want to play with and have the best outcome. The next thing is it's incredibly fast to level right now. This goes for you and your friend. So basically, just do the journey steps and all of the commissions. The commissions unlock around the second town. So it's really fast. You'll be there within an hour. And you'll be max level right away. Like, I was doing them when I made the other guides, and this was even earlier. And in the 40s, you're getting like a full level per each commission that you hand in. And like, there's 5 commissions per week. And this is in the 40s. So you get multiple levels. You get so much experience. It's crazy. You'll just fly. So everybody that was afraid that they weren't going to have they weren't going to reach max level in time because it's going to wipe in 2 weeks, well, they're wrong. They're wrong. You just do the journey steps. You hit J, you do all these little journey steps, you claim free experience. Look, leveling up. You claim free energy link, and again, I've got energy link guides so that you can hurry up and get energy link. Oh my gosh, that's something that I didn't even talk about. Get this. In the end, in phase 6, you can use your energy link because we're not going to be able to take it with us. You can use that energy link to buy these Starcom Kates. Each of them are 500, so you've got 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, another 4,000 Starcom that you're going to be able to purchase. And if you need to know how to get energy links really fast, check out my videos. I have 2 great videos on how to get rich and how to get a lot of Starcom. So that's it. That's why I think you should start now. That's why I think your friend should start now. That's why I think you should restart now. So let's face it, there's little to do at the end of the season. And that means you have some free time to hop in and start over. But this time, with the knowledge you have, and not like a complete noob like the first time we went into the game, this opportunity is not going to come around again for a while. Because if you wait for Season 2 to start, it's going to be on a whole new map with all new stuff, and we're back to square one learning again. And hopefully I can guide you through that process. Season 2, I plan on putting out a ton of information. I started this channel a little bit late, so when we get into the new season, you're going to want to come here. I'll have everything that we need to know to get ahead of the curve as fast as possible. So, thank you for staying to the end of this video. If you like this content, make sure to give me a like. Comment down below if there's any reasons that I missed out or why you think I may be wrong. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again. Bye-bye.